Hello everyone, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I am going to bring you a live video. I'm going to set that up. Hopefully I can watch it and see as we go. So let me see how this is going, and maybe we'll get to the video. Doing the live things is a little bit different for me. I think I would rather do it in a I don't know if it's gonna let me watch it live or not. I was hoping I could get on here live like everybody else does, and oh well, I'm having a hard time seeing that, so I'm going to stand up so I can see it on my phone. And I hope everybody can hear me. And like I said, I'm Rita Holmes, an independent demonstrator from Stampin' Up, and I'm going to bring you a fun fold today. I was sent one of these maybe 3 or 4 years ago by one of my downline. Messed with it, put it away, didn't do it. I kind of saw one come up on YouTube the other day, and I thought, oh, I think I'll try to do this. And so I did. I loved it. Let me show you. I just now made this one on my Facebook Live, and it opens like this so that you can see the card. I'm going to lift my camera up a little bit just so we can have more room so you can see this card. And that is how it's made. That is your whole card. This one is made the same way. I just used different paper. I did use the Country Lace paper from Stampin' Up, and it's real subtle. It has blues, petal pinks, basic beige, and smoky slate are the colors. And they're real subtle papers that you can use. And I like that with making a card like this, because you don't have to have a lot of color or flowers unless you're making something that is that you want to be busy, is what I guess I want to say. I do have a template made for this. I also have a PDF. My PDF is over on my Facebook group called Stamp Crazy VIP. You can go over there to the files section and get the PDFs, or like today, the PDF went on in one of my posts at 10:30, so you can actually just get it there if you want. So, and the PDF, it's hard to read on how to fold this, so the video is nice to watch, but I have a list of how everything is cut. I got a little picture of a template that kind of helps you, gives you a visual to it. I put the card open for another visual, and so I have the directions and the supplies right here. And that is my PDF that is over on my Facebook group. Do remember that Stampin' Up! Right now is having bonus days. For every $5 in, for every $50 you spend in US dollars, you get a $5 coupon. And that would be sent to you in email. Make sure you save the email so that you have those coupon codes to use in August on your next orders. So I wanted to remind you of that. And also, I have a lot of Canadian people that watch my video, and their bonus days are going on too. But I think it's for $60, they get a $6 coupon. So anyway, I wanted to tell you that. I'm going to show you I'm going to scoot these out of the way. Here's my host code if you want to screenshot that. I would love to have you order from me if you don't already have a demonstrator. And if you ever decide you want to join, I'd love to have you on my team. I'm building my team, and we're growing slowly but surely. And but we have a lot of fun. So I would love for you to join my team if you would like to be a demonstrator and get discounts on your merchandise. Okay, so let's move these over to the side. I'm going to show you my template, and here it is, and I marked, because all you do is simply you score down 2 3/4. This is 6 3/4 by 8. So you score over, you come over 2 3/4 inches, you score a line down. Turn this a 90-degree angle. you're going to score it 2 3/4 again and score all the way down. And that's your only score lines that you have to do. You will be making a fold here, but you don't need to score that. I mean, to measure that out and score it with the score board or that. So you want to take and crease these so that you know where your center is right here. Because what you're going to do with that is you're going to bring this piece of paper, you're going to bring this end over to where that meets, to where your two score lines meet. You're going to bring that down. There's score lines right here, and you're going to match your score lines up on each side, and that will give you what you need to make your score line here. And then you just bring those score lines to the inside and then lay that down, and you have a square. Okay, so it's best to make a template of this, and that way you have it and you can refer back to it. I have my stuff ready and cut, and I'm going to bring in my score pal, my scoring tool, to score. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this like this, and I'm going to score it 2 3/4 inches right here. I'm going to turn that, and I'm going to score it 2 3/4 inches again. And I have my two score lines. That is all I need to do with this. I don't need it anymore for now. I need it all the time, but not anymore for this. We are going to fold on these score lines, making sure that our paper matches up on our score lines, because we want to know where this little dot is right here, where that all comes together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the point here, I'm going to bring that down, and where that came together, and you can see that, I'm going to fold that down, and I'm going to bring my score lines and match them up, going each way. So you want to make sure that you match your score lines up. And you're going to fold that, okay? So let's go ahead and crease that good. I'm going to bring this back up, and I'm going to fold this. I'm going to make sure that's creased good now that we've got all of that done. Bring this one over, crease it good. And then I'm going to fold this. So on these score lines, you can see where that's folded right there. I'm going to bend those in on each side. As soon as I get my fingers in there, we're going to bring that down and bring each of these score lines in. As soon as I can get that one to fold in. It does not want to fold in, does it? Well, let's fold him in first. Let's fold him back a minute. So we want to fold them in. There we go. And bring this to and make sure everything's kind of lined up. There we go. And then I gotta make sure everything is scored down. And there we go. We have our fold. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a piece of 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, which is the basics of a folded card, and that's going to go behind here, and we're just going to glue that down. So let's just glue that. Okay, we've got that glued down. There we have our open. Now what I have here, this is a 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 inch piece, and I'm going to leave it on this side. It's going to go right up here in the corner. I'm going to go ahead and glue that piece down because it's just an extra piece to get out of my way for now before we start stamping. So we're just going to lay that in there, and we'll be stamping on this, and it's 2 by 2 that'll go right inside of it. We also have a piece that is 5 by 3 3/4 that goes right here. So I am going to go ahead and glue that down, get that out of our way. And the stamp set I used on this is called Sketch Butterflies, and it also has a die set, which I will be using a die. I'm going to close this up, and I'm going to just move it up here out of the way. And it is right here. Let me show it to you. I love it. There it is, Sketch Butterflies, and it has the sentiments in it I'm going to be using today, which is thinking of you, wishing you a beautiful birthday. And we have dies that match. I use these two dies. I already have them cut out. We'll be coloring this butterfly, and this is his overlay. We'll be using that in a few minutes. But I wanted to show you these, and I'm going to go ahead. This is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2 that goes right here. And I am going to stamp this butterfly on that cardstock. So just make sure you get your stamp inked really well. Stamp down and up. I'm going to move that out of the way for a minute because I'm going to take this little piece. But before I do that, I'm going to glue this on. And the reason being is because I want to make sure I stamp in the right place. So this is going to be my guideline. So let's go ahead and glue this. Is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And this is 4 by 2 1/4. This is 2 1/2 by 4 1/4, and this is going to go on here in a minute. But before we do that, we are going to take a piece of ribbon, and we're going to cut a piece just big enough to go here. And I like to take my Scotch tape. I'm going to put this down and hold it. Get me a piece of Scotch tape. Bring that around and set that right there. I'm going to bring this one over. Right there. So that's going to be ready for me to stamp on. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pale pink ink. You know, it's a light color, and believe it or not, I'm going to be stamping off with it. So I'm going to take this small butterfly. I'm going to bring in a piece of little scrap paper. I'm going to stamp off, and I'm going to stamp this right in the center. I'm going to do the exact same thing and stamp off, and I'm going to stamp it right up here. I put my ribbon and everything on because I wanted to know exactly for my placement of that. So let's go ahead and put that away. I'm going to take Thinking of You. I'm going to use my black ink again, and I'm going to stamp that right over the butterfly. Okay. Then I'm going to take the Wishing You a Beautiful Birthday, and I'm going to stamp over this butterfly. Okay, so there we have that done. I already have my little butterfly done, and I'm going to color those just really, really quick. And I'm going to sit down to do that part. Let me first close this black pad because they scare me. This is going to be a very simple coloring. I'm going to use light and dark petal pink, light pumpkin pie, and light misty moonlight. So I'm going to color them both at the same time. So I'm going to take my dark and I'm going to just it's my light, it's the dark color, it's light misty moonlight. And I'm just going to color in this dark area on my butterfly. I'm not going to do any shading, things like that. I'm just coloring that part of him in to give him some color. And I am going to color the inside part of the wings on this butterfly. So there's our blue. Oh, let's do his body. Almost forgot. Make him a little darker. I'm going to bring in the light pumpkin pie. And that one is so tight. I'm just going to add some color right in here on him. And then I'm going to come over here and add some dark color in right through here. Then I'm going to take light pumpkin pie. I'm going to use the big end because it colors faster is all the reason. And I'm going to use the light petal pink and color in my butterfly because I just want it really a soft color. I'm making dainty butterflies, I guess. All these soft colors. And I love them. I love the soft colors. I think they're so pretty. But you know, you can color a butterfly any way you want. It's one thing about making cards. You can make your flowers all different colors. You can just use your imagination. Everything doesn't have to look like the real thing. So let's color in our little one. And then I'm going to bring in my dark on, since there's more to cover on these, I'm going to bring in my dark petal pink. And I'm just going to add some color where these lines are. It just adds a little bit of dimension to the butterfly. And it's such a light color, I don't have to really blend it. It blends itself. So there we go. And we're going to do the same on this little guy. We're just going to give him some little bit of dimension and texture. Not a lot. There's not a lot of room for all that. So there we are. We're done. That was fast, right? Who doesn't like a fast card? So I'm going to take and I'm going to glue this to my inside. And we'll just glue this right to this mat that we've already put in here. We will take our little 2x2 piece of cardstock that we stamped on, and we're just going to add it to the center of this. So that's the inside of our card. We're going to close our card, move that up there for a second. I'm going to take this butterfly and I'm just going to glue him down here in the lower left-hand corner. And then I'm going to bring my detailed one, this one right here, and I'm just going to fold the wings up a little bit. And I'm just going to add just a tiny bit of glue right there on his body. And we will add that over top of the body right here on the stamped one. Just make sure you get that down good. And see the dimension that you get with that? Isn't that pretty? So what we're going to do now with him is we are going to turn him over and we're going to add dimensionals to him. I can't make a card unless I add some dimensionals. Or let me just say, it seems like I can't make a card unless I add dimensionals. Somewhere along the line. So there's my dimensionals. We'll just pull these off. And then I will take this and I'm going to add it right here. Now I'm going to take this and just make sure I got my seams good. I'm going to add glue right here in this corner and right here in this corner here, because that's where we're going to be gluing at, okay? So we're going to take this and we're just going to lay it. And you can center it however you want on your card. It doesn't matter. Just as long as you... And then once you get that on there, turn it over. And I glued the wrong end of that. Let me see. Yeah, if I put a little bit of glue on the wrong spot. So I'm going to take my glue eraser because that is dry. I haven't used this in a long time. I wanted to take the paper and all off. Jeez. There we go. So now let's add a few pearls. I use these flat adhesive back pearls. They are more of a flatter surface than your round. I'm going to take one of those and I'm going to put it right in the center of my butterfly. Kind of adds a little dimension to him. And then we'll just put, there we go. That is our card today. Isn't that wonderful? And then you just flip it up. So it's kind of it's a wow factor, but it's a simple card. You can do it with anything that you like, stamp-wise. So we have two that pretty well look alike. And then we have this one that's done with different paper. Same idea. Of course, these will flatten when you put them in the mail, but they can always pop them back up. And they look really pretty. So that is my cards today. I just wanted to bring those to you real quick. Let you see them. Remember, here's my host code. And if you don't have a demonstrator, like I said before, I would love to be your demonstrator. And you can just send me a note. In the description below, you will see the link to my online store, my Facebook group, where you can pick up the PDFs and the files, and then my Facebook page, which is my business page, that you can go and you can follow that also. And if you have any questions or anything that you need to email me with, my email address is also there. So I have everything listed there for you in case you need to use any of that. Don't forget to subscribe and to share my video. I would really appreciate that. And I hope that you have a nice day, and we will be seeing you later.